All right, we are live. Oh my goodness, let me tell you something. Happy January 13th.
Boom!
Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, I am standing in solidarity with the lady.
This for all my sorors. You know I did this broadcast today so I can just do a little something public.
I
Come
was
on,
so
Delta
mad.
Sigma Theta.
Listen, I'm so mad when I found out that we was doing this doggone broadcast
Don't do
on
that.
the
Don't be mad at God's word. Don't be mad at God's word. We just out here trying to spread sisterhood, scholarship, and service. Okay, don't do that.
And listen, and I'm not mad at it. Listen, you guys, I am here with my girl, Kadija Taylor from Home and Sanctuary, and I am just over the moon excited about the conversations that are going to take place. And I am just going to check some things on Facebook to make sure that that we are up and moving because sometimes yeah, okay, we're great. We're in here.
Yay.
We are live on Facebook. So Khadijah, maybe if you could share it to your page too.
Okay, let
So
me
if you
see
can
how
go
I
to
do
your
this.
Facebook, um, oh, you want to know what? I'll share it for you.
Okay, perfect.
Let me see. Do I know what I'm doing? Yeah, here we go.
Mhm.
I'm gonna put it on your page right now.
Okay, perfect.
Cause for some reason, sorry y'all, hold on just a second. For some reason when it's fine. We'll work it out. We'll work it out.
Okay,
Cause some reason I don't know when I look up Home and Sanctuary, I can't find it
oh,
like in
that's
the
no good.
search engine. So, but
Okay,
it's
okay.
cool. But at any rate, before we get started, Khadijah, I want to see if you can name this tune. Are you ready?
Yep.
I know you're ready because that's how you roll. So on I'm gonna put on a song, and I want to know if you remember this throwback because you know that you and I,
Oh,
we
that R&B.
listen, we are straight up and down R&B chicks, and
Okay,
so I'm
let me
going
see
to
what
throw
you
it
got.
back for you. I'll see
Okay,
if you remember this.
okay.
Let's see.
I hope I can hear it. Oh, can we talk? Tevin Campbell. Here we go. Yes, we're gonna do that today. We're gonna talk today.
Ooh, can we talk?
Can we
I just want to
talk?
know. I just want to know. Can we talk?
Can we talk?
Ain't this a goodie though?
Hey, Tevin.
This takes me right back to where I was with the times, y'all. I'm
Okay,
like
middle school.
middle school, right?
Yeah,
And the funny thing is that we was singing like,
we knew what
yeah,
that was
last night
about.
I did see you standing, but I ain't seen nobody standing. And that's cool. But this used to be the jam.
Yeah, it
Do you
still is.
remember the
We
year
don't
this
have to
came
go
out?
used to. It still is.
It
It
is. It
still is.
still is.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you remember the year this came out?
Let's go 92.
I think it was like 92, 93,
Yeah.
right?
Yep. I think something in
Listen,
there. Something in there.
it was around that time. And it's this part for me.
Oh, his voice is just right here,
He's in the pocket.
right there. He's in the pocket, right there.
He's in the pocket, y'all. He is in the pocket. Listen, if you guys know anything about me, I am a 90s R&B chick. I love the 90s. Give it to me
Hmm.
all day every day. And Khadijah, that just reminded me, hold on just a second.
Okay.
I don't
Oh
even
yes, your water. That's what I'm
what
talking
am
about.
I doing?
I should
What
have
am I
my
doing?
water with me too.
No, don't worry about it. I wanted to drink some tea, but I just got caught up. So first things I'll say is entrepreneurs.
Entrepreneurs,
Cheers.
cheers.
Hey, we are in here. Ooh, we're gonna get the conversation rolling without any further ado.
Cool.
All right, so like I said, I got my girl Kadija Taylor here from Home and Sanctuary. Can you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah. So, like Candace already said, my name is Kadija Taylor. Before I was married, I was Khadijah to say. I am a native. I'm a Denver, Colorado native, born and raised. I'm an East Side girl. I'm still an East Side girl.
Period.
Um, yeah, I'm a sister. I'm a daughter. Clearly, I'm a wife. I'm a best friend.
Yeah.
I'm an auntie. I got a lot of adorable nieces and nephews.
Yeah.
Um, what else? I'm fun.
Yeah.
I love life, and the older I get, the more in love with life I see myself becoming.
Yeah.
So I'm a free spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've really embraced that in my adulthood, and I love to travel. I love
Mm.
to read. I love music. Oh
Mhm.
my goodness.
Me too.
Oh Lord.
Me too.
My dad is West African. He's from Sierra
Yes.
Leone. So, in my adult years, I've really been embracing all the Afro beats. And yeah, he would be
Woo!
proud of me. Ah, Kadija. Yeah. Ah.
Ah, move,
So
Kadija, move. I
yeah.
love it.
So
And all
yeah,
the
it's
things
fun.
that you said you are, you truly are, and I've known you to be.
Thank you.
Kadija, we've known each other for some years now, but
Yep.
I think that our relationship started to really cultivate
Hmm.
when I'd say probably about truly, like for real, last year,
Yeah.
where we started to really come to know one another and
Hmm.
really start to just start learning who each other was. And I
Yeah.
and I think it was when you were putting that wallpaper on your girl's bedroom wall, and
Okay.
when you were here and doing some work here on my house, where
Yeah.
we started vibing and talking about music and just talking
Hmm.
about life and just
Hmm.
having a good time. I was like, let me tell you something about this chick.
Oh, she pretty cool, huh?
Oh, she cool, and I think I can get down with her. So, Khadijah, everything that you said you are, and that's who you've
Thank you.
been in my life. So, what are some of the things in life that you love? What's some of the things that make you pop a little bit?
Um, I'm gonna start spiritual.
Yes.
So, something that always just lights me up is any conversation about God, spirit,
Yeah.
universe,
Yeah.
just the amazingness of that. That
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
it just brings me joy.
Yeah.
For me, it's foundational and it's the reason.
It's the
It
reason.
makes life make sense. When things are falling apart, it's like, oh, there's something to this. Let me lean
Yes.
in and figure out what I'm supposed to be learning right now.
Yeah.
So that's something that always makes me light up. Um,
Yes.
Something else that makes me light up is a great quote. I
Ooh.
think I love quotes because it's amazing how somebody can pack so much aha in a
Yeah.
few words. It's just
Yes.
like,
Yes.
love a
So,
good quote.
speaking of quotes, what is your favorite quote? Do you have a favorite quote or something that you live by?
Oh my goodness.
I know that's a hard one.
Oh, that's a hard one, but I love Paulo Coelho.
Okay.
He's an amazing author. One of my favorite books is The Alchemist. Read it over 10
Yeah.
years ago. It changed my life. And
Yeah.
I'm going to paraphrase this quote where it just talks about anything that you want, the universe wants to conspire to help you have. And it's like you put God and your dreams together and you talk about living. I think there's kind of this catchphrase around purpose, but just living in general.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, I'll say that one because that one it's in my heart. I carry it with me everywhere, and I
Absolutely.
believe in that at this point in my life. I
Yes.
actually believe in that
Yes.
anything I desire, God wants to come in and help me, see to
Yeah.
fruition. So, yeah.
Khadijah, I love that so much because I just know in my life when I put my dreams, the power of my dreams and my imagination into in conjunction with with God and what He wants to do in His awesomeness, being able to create a whole universe and just
Mhm.
all the things, right? So
Mhm.
I want to talk to you a little bit about imagination. When
Mhm.
you think of imagination and vision, because all that stuff is spiritual, all that stuff is
Yes.
spiritual. It's in the unseen realm where we're able to operate in freely in our imagination and our visions. So tell me, when you think about the word imagination, vision, what's some of the things that come to your mind? And also, I just wanted to let you guys know that the chat is open. Please do not feel like you cannot come in and interact with us in this conversation. We welcome your thoughts and your comments, because we want this to be a cohesive community
Mhm.
conversation. So,
Mhm.
so I'll just pose that to you. What are some of the things that you think about when what comes to mind when you think imagination?
Um, I think the word that comes to mind first is just limitless.
Mm,
There's just no boundaries.
yes,
And wherever you want to go, you can go. Your
yes,
mind is fascinating. It really is.
it is.
When you get outside of all the rules we've been conditioned
Mhm.
to have mentally, when
Yes.
you learn to, I think I've embraced more of that through meditation and
Mhm.
prayer in my adult life. Just
Yes.
really not looking for the edge, like going over it. You know what I mean? So I think sometimes we
Yes.
look for the edge and we look for how far we can take it. But it's like, is there a how far? Just go. Do you know what I mean?
Just
Nobody really has to understand it. Just go with it. So for me, limitless and just no
limit.
boundaries. Yeah.
Absolutely, Khadijah. Have you always been the type of person to kind of live a limitless life? Have you always had a mindset of limitless? Or
Don't
is
make
this
me
something
laugh.
that you went into?
No,
Yeah,
absolutely not. Totally the
yeah.
opposite. Like,
Mhm.
there's a part of me that feels like, I think maybe we all do this, at least I do, where you're
Yeah,
like, I wish I would have done this in my 20s.
yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I mean? But everything happens at the right time.
it does.
Absolutely not. I'm a people pleaser at heart.
Oh,
I've learned over the years to little by little cut that out. You know what I mean? So you can figure out who you are and what it is that you actually want to do. So I think whenever you come from that space, like limitless is not like even a part of your vocabulary
hello.
because you're living for other people.
Mm.
And so no, absolutely not. Yeah, no.
Oh, Khadijah. Ah.
We're going
This
there.
is one of the things that we had in common
Mhm.
is our inability to put ourselves first in a lot of situations and to people please.
Mhm.
Tell me, how does one get over the hump of people pleasing in your eyes?
I have to be honest and say it's a journey.
It's a journey.
I think it's much like deciding you're going to create a lifestyle for yourself.
Yeah.
Let's do exercise.
Yeah.
I think you don't wake up one morning and say, I'm gonna go run a marathon, a 26 miler. You wake up and first you may start with a walk. You
Yes.
may walk for a couple of weeks and then a slow jog, and you keep showing up every day, consistency.
Yeah.
And
Consistency.
so I think with anything else in life, showing up regularly
Yes.
is the
Yes.
only reason why things stick, the only reason why things become habits.
Yeah.
And people pleasing is one of those things. I think when it's in you, it's never necessarily easy to say no and to set
Yeah.
boundaries, right? Because you want people to be happy with you.
Yeah.
Those of us who sit on that side of the world. But the more you practice saying no, and the more you practice putting up what I like to call loving boundaries with
Yeah.
people you know and people you don't know,
Mhm.
it becomes easier. You know what I mean? So again, you didn't start on running out a marathon, but before you know it, you're running. You know
You're
what I
right.
mean?
Yeah.
So
And that's
I think that's how you do it. Lots of prayer, lots of
yes,
meditation, lots of
yes.
if you're a journaler, I know you're all your journaling folks out here.
You better
Writing,
believe it.
however, yeah, however you get your feelings out, and however
Yes.
you find constructive ways to discover more about you, and really falling in love with you. You know, falling in love with you is, I think, critical to not being a people pleaser. Like finding out the cool stuff about you and really, really enjoying it and being like, I like me. So
Yes.
I
Yes.
like me. I want to do more of me, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
And I like me enough to say no to some of the mess that I've been putting up with. I
Yes,
like me
absolutely.
enough, but it does start with it absolutely starts with self-love. If you don't have any self-love for yourself, then you're gonna take anything, right? You're just gonna be like, I'm gonna let whoever treat me however and whatever.
Hmm.
It is such a vicious cycle.
Hmm.
But I do feel like once you break that mindset of, you know what, I am a beautiful person, I'm a good person,
Hmm.
and I'm not being kind to myself if I'm allowing people pleasing, because people pleasing can only go so far, because sometimes you try to please these people and they don't care nothing about you, what you're offering, like
Exactly.
I
Yeah,
can
we could go there.
look at let me you like the way I stuck back
Yeah,
I
you
went
came
back
back
to my
around.
program. I'm gonna go back to my program. Khadijah, tell me, what is your business?
So I am a real estate broker and interior designer. I am the owner, founder, and principal designer of Home and Sanctuary. We officially opened April of 2019. Um, I love it so much. I
Yeah.
do. I love it so much. It is, I grew up in church, so it's what I would call my ministry, right?
Yes. Yes.
It's how I connect with people.
Yeah.
It's how spirit shows up in my life to give back.
Yeah.
And it's how I've been able to discover more of who I am in a
Mm.
very organic way.
Mhm.
I'm so happy with who I am right now.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
about being perfect, but a little bit back to the people pleasing. When you finally show up for you, it's
Yeah.
exciting. And so I'm in a point in my life where I'm showing up for me, and Home and Sanctuary is birthed out of that. It's my love for all things
Yeah.
land and space,
Yeah.
um, with a whole bunch of spirit mixed
Yes.
in.
Yes.
And yeah, it's been magical. The people I've been able to meet and have the honor truly of working with,
Yes.
the people who allow me into their space, all brokers, I'll speak for brokers first. It's such an intimate experience. At least I believe it should be when you're purchasing property.
Yeah.
It's one of the largest purchases you'll ever make in your life.
Whew.
And to be doing that and having that process with somebody who's really invested in you, really cares about not just where you're going to live, why you're going to live there, and
Yeah.
then as a designer, how you're going to live there, and
Yeah.
how it supports your overall wellness. Just a
Yeah.
home and sanctuary is really about it's a holistic point of view
Yes.
between about not between about land and space, and so
Yeah.
that's what I do. That's who I am. Yeah.
And that is what you do, and that is who you are. Khadijah, when you were talking, I was just reminded of the time that you came to Baxter and I's house, and
Hmm.
we were so far from even thinking about being homeowners, but there was something stirring inside of us that said,
Hmm.
maybe one day, maybe one day. And
Hmm.
so you came to us
Hmm.
at our house, and I remember you just opening up our I'll say, you opened up our imaginations to think bigger, right? Like,
Hmm.
this is not all there is to this. You can be homeowners.
Hmm.
And so then we went on to go ahead and be homeowners. And
Hmm.
then when we get into this space, this blank canvas, it's
Hmm.
like Oh
We
no,
do.
see, this yeah, this overwhelms me. Like, I know that some people are really good at this, and they're like, "I'm excited, it's a blank canvas, there's all white walls, and you can do." And when I
Mhm.
tell you I walked into this house and I was like, "So, absolutely not." But I
Mhm.
knew because you know your girl's a HGTV chick, but
Yes,
I
you
knew
are.
that I wanted a HGTV house. And
Mhm.
so I'm just so grateful to have met you and to have you pour into us at the time that you did to make us say, "You want to know what? This is obtainable." You made me feel
Yeah.
like leaving our house that day, you made me feel like we can really do this to
Yes.
really going into doing it and then not
Mhm.
only doing it but then saying now let's what are we going to do with this space? How
Mhm.
what do you what even in your questionnaire when I had my one-on-one with you
Mhm.
about the design process,
Mhm.
what do you envision for your space? What's some of the elements and just words that I didn't even know how to even express? I was like elements of what? Elements of
Yes.
structure. I didn't know what to say. But how do you use your vision, your imagination to create these beautiful, beautiful living spaces for your clients? Because you do that.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that.
Mhm.
Um, I'm a firm believer that you always know what you need.
Yeah.
So I don't like to take credit in saying that I came in and created a space. I did, but I co-created.
Mm.
It's a lot about great design is a lot about listening. Just gr great living is about listening, right?
Hello. Mhm.
And I know I do a really good job of listening. And
Yeah.
so, and I'm not just listening with what's coming out of your mouth. I'm listening intuitively. So,
Mm.
I'm asking Spirit to show me while you're speaking, while you're sharing with me. Show me the stuff that they're not saying. Show me the stuff that they
Mm.
may not know how to express. Show me and let me feel what it is the space needs. I think we really do ourselves a disservice around making home be our place of reset every
Mm.
day, and oftentimes you'll find yourselves, at least I know I did
Mhm.
early on in life, wanting to be away from home
Yeah.
because home did not have what I felt it needed to be comfortable or maybe not so comfortable, just like, oh, I don't feel like I want to be here. There's something missing.
Yes.
But when you start investing in your space,
Yes.
and when you start taking care and intention about what you're putting in it, why it's there, how it
Yes.
speaks to your soul, when you're paying attention to it, when you're not paying attention to it, it changes everything.
Change
It You
everything.
can't take the tagline for my company is land is spiritual, space is sacred, home is
Yeah.
your sanctuary. Like we have to take this stuff seriously. You
Yeah.
know, it's a you spend so much of your time
Yeah.
places, you know?
Yes.
It's you ever walk into a store and you're like, "Oh, I don't feel like I should be here." You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Or you don't like it.
Yeah.
You're like, "That's design." There's an energy behind this that
Mhm.
is intentional,
Yes.
and you're either connecting with it or you're not connecting with it. So that's really um, that's the foundation of my
Yeah.
business as it relates to design
Yeah.
and listening, your questionnaire, finding things and points of interest that are always happening with you.
Yeah.
Like one of the questions on my questionnaire is of the five elements, which two do you always resonate with? And people are
Yeah.
always like,
Me.
I don't know. Yeah.
The what?
And then I have clients that absolutely know. And these are kind of like questions that I watch you'll answer, and then you may give other answers that are completely different. And I'll see if
Yeah.
there's alignment,
Yeah.
with what you're saying you resonate with versus what you say you want. Sometimes we're designing spaces for other people to
Mhm.
like, not for you to love. And it's like,
Mhm.
no, your
Mm.
house is about you. It's one
Yes.
place where you don't gotta put on for nobody, you know?
Yes.
Live in that.
Live in that.
Truly. Live in that. Yeah.
You know, as as a client of yours, as
Mhm.
as a client of yours who I've seen your work, and listen, everything that you're saying right now is exactly spot on, and it's how I don't like my space to be out of one order. My bedroom and my if it doesn't look like my bedroom, my bathroom, my soon to be closet, like, and when I had my office, if it didn't look like how you did it when you left the day that we took pictures and you were like, "Candace, thank you for hiring me to do this." If it doesn't look like that, there is a huge issue with me, because I think that you said something to me one time, and you said, um, your space, let me try to make sure that I said it right, but when your space is decorated, when you have interior design, it makes you want to keep it up. Like, you don't, when stuff is out of place, listen, I'd be like, this is not resonating with me. And so I'm just so happy to be able to experience exactly what you're saying. This is my space. This is my space where I come and I, okay, like, this is truly a
Decompress.
spiritual situation.
Yeah.
Because if you go to work, right, and you're stressed out at work, and you're just looking at a cubicle or what all the things, and you're like, and then you come home and you're just like, then where are you, what's going on, like, what are you going to do to take care of you? And so I know that, I just wanted you to speak a little bit to about how what are some of the misconceptions of interior design that I think some people probably miss from time to time? Like, have you heard of any where they're like, I don't know, it's not worth it. Some people try to do it on
Absolutely.
their own, and
Oh yeah. I think people value, I mean,
yeah.
everybody values something different. So like
Yes.
I'm not in the business of convincing people that my services are worth something. You know,
Yeah.
either you're connecting with it or you're not. Um,
Yes.
but I think some of the misconceptions about design is that it's all about aesthetics. And when
Mm.
you really sit and talk to designers or you read about them, you get to see the heart of their work. And
Mhm.
you see that they are hoping to transform something within you as a result of your space. And
Mm.
yes, the spaces turn out beautiful and they're functional, and they hopefully answer all the foundational principles of what great design is. But this spiritual
Mhm.
aspect of design, I think, is not always forwardly spoken about. And
Mm.
it's just the part of my business that I'm choosing, like, that is my focal point. I
Yeah.
care way more about how you're feeling in your space than whether or not somebody comes over and is in love with it. As long as you're in love with it, that's
Yes.
all that matters. As long as it's serving you, that's all that matters. And so I feel like that's the biggest misconception, that designers are all about, like, does it look good? Yeah, it looks great, but it looks great as a result of the intention that was behind it. Like, so much thought goes into what designers are bringing to your home,
Yeah. Yeah.
furnishings and decor and selection and paint and, like,
Yes.
all that stuff matters. It speaks to
Yeah.
you, learning color therapy and what colors mean. And I had actually, Makisha, she's one of my clients, and I'm sure
Mhm.
most people watching this may know her. She's the founder of
Yeah.
Sister Biz. She had a
Yeah.
red office when she moved into her
Yes.
house, and it was great for many, many years. But at some point, it wasn't serving her anymore, you know? And she's like, I'm feeling agitated and I'm feeling, I don't know, just it's just too much energy. And it's like, yeah, we need to change these colors in here. You're in a different space. And someone who's sensitive to that, I think that's another part. Being sensitive to when it's time to pivot and
Oh,
change. Your space will tell you. You know what I mean? There's all these different messages that you get. And so that's another thing I always ask clients, like, what is your reason behind this? There's
yes.
more going on than I just want it to look good. Let's
Yes.
talk about what's happening in your life. And so my clients are people who end up being friends
Yes.
because we're getting to know each other. You
Yeah.
know, um, it's not transactional over here.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
cells are great, but connecting with souls is much more important. So, yeah.
That's so good. Jeanette, I'm gonna put her. She said design space is so important.
Mhm,
And I want to touch on a couple of things, Khadijah, that you said.
mhm,
Um, the space you said no longer serving you, and
mhm,
too much energy, and know when to pivot. Now I I know that when I think about just the last month and a half of my life, right?
mhm,
Where all the things were going on, right? Inside
mhm,
of my beautiful office space that
mhm.
you had created for me, or that we had co-created.
Yes, we
Um,
co-created.
and we
Mhm,
co-created that. And but you have the vision behind it, because if I there's no way. Child, please, okay? Y'all would have been
mhm,
like, and what happened here? Um, but I just think about my time in that space,
mhm,
specifically the last couple of months, December,
mhm,
um, and I remember just feeling like, why don't I feel good in this space anymore? I
mhm,
would go into the space, I would get tired, I
mhm,
would get unmotivated, um,
mhm,
but compared to when I was just getting the space, you couldn't get me out of that space. I was running to that space like, "Oh, it's time to get some work done. Let's go, let's
mhm,
go."
mhm,
And it had everything to do with the energy, um my energy that was going into my business that was dying.
mhm,
I felt like I was just going there to resuscitate, right? I was just going there to, oh, okay, clear.
mhm.
did,
Yes.
did the heartbeat come back or nah? Let me
No,
try again.
it
Clear.
flatlined.
Yeah, it flatlined, but clearly I was still going in there to do surgery, but
Mhm.
literally there was no more life left in it. And
Yeah.
so then it caused me to pivot. I remember the conversation that we had. You had
Mhm,
asked me, this is why it's really important, your spiritual component of this,
mhm,
because when you're in alignment with God, you're able to see the things that
mhm,
people can't see. And so
mhm,
you had asked me about my space earlier that year, like,
mhm,
Candace, what are you doing about this space? I'm like, girl, what are you talking about? This is my space. I'm keeping my space. Um,
mhm.
and you were like,
No. Mm,
but even then you were like, no, like
mhm,
this is not. And I was like, Khadijah, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, this is my space. I love my space. But
mhm,
when it came time
mhm,
to pivot,
mhm,
you asked me again,
mhm,
Candace, what are we doing with this space? Actually, no, you didn't even ask that. You said, this space no longer serves you.
yeah.
You're going to have to, you're going to, and it kind of makes me emotional just thinking about it,
Mhm,
because the realness and and just the way that God opened you up at that time to just allow me to say, you wanna know what? This space does not serve me anymore. And
mhm,
that is the reality of, there's a lot of things that happened in that time, but I think it was when it was time to give up my space that
yes.
things got real for me. And when you
Yeah.
said, "This space is no longer serving you,"
Mhm,
it was confirmation. I was like, "Okay, at this time, I do have to let it go, because it
yes.
is no longer serving me." So,
Yes.
I just wanna say that I'm so happy that you have the spiritual component as this being the baseline of your work, because
Mhm,
when I tell you, the fact that you were able to tell me that the space, Candace, it's holding too much energy,
it
like you said,
is.
Keisha, it has too much energy, and it did. Like,
Mhm.
that was a that was a kid space. Like, I'm
It
coming in
was.
here to create for children,
That's right.
and it was too much energy. So, you know how
Yes.
you
Yes.
eat, like, you know that little gif or that gif or whatever, that little girl eating that candy, and she's at a game and
Oh,
she's like
yeah,
this.
excited, yeah.
Yeah. And so that's how I was entering my space, but I didn't have any energy for
Yes.
bonding to the beat, right?
Yes.
And then no
Mhm.
excitement. So I want to publicly just thank you for speaking into my life at that time. Tamara said, "No more life left in it." Wow, like
Yeah. Sometimes you just
trying.
have to let it go, and design has taught me a lot about me
Yeah,
and how
mm,
objects hold energy
yes,
and the memories that they carry. And it's
yeah,
like, why am I so having a hard time
yeah,
letting, I mean, clothes, shoes,
yeah,
you're not going to
yeah,
wear anymore. Like this
yeah, yeah,
fantasizing about this time. You're like,
yeah,
let it go.
yes,
And
yes,
Spirit really uses spaces to show me that about myself. Because
yeah,
also, while you're transitioning, it's something that I put that it was some work that I did. And God is like, okay, are you committed to this mission or to what's happening? You know what I mean? Like, you just
mm.
want to say you did this space and then this space is always here? Or are you actually committed to the mission of this work? Is
Mm,
if it's really about change and transformation and someone always being supported consciously and subconsciously
yeah,
about space, then it
yeah,
doesn't matter if it needs to be changed. It doesn't matter if it doesn't that what you did, what I had you do isn't
yeah,
there anymore because
yeah,
what is there is the principle. So
yes,
learning to stand on your principle and not so much what comes of the principle is what this
mm,
work has taught me to do. Like
mm,
my work first is always committed to how people are growing, seeing who they are, discovering who they want to be and who they need to be to get to
yeah,
the next phase of their life. And if that means that I came in 3 years before and did this fantastic space and now it's time for it to go, then so be it.
yeah, yeah,
Then so be it. Don't hold on to things. Learn
yes,
to, we talked about this. We actually said we were going to talk about this.
yeah,
Making transformation and pivot and change normal.
yes,
It's okay to not do what you've always done. It's okay to not be the person you used to be. It's okay.
it's okay.
It's just okay.
It
It's
is.
okay. you know,
It is.
it's
And
okay.
I think that when you're so used to doing things and no, you can't change that. You can't give away your business. You're letting your business go. And that was the mentality that I had. Baxter said that my office became an idol. It did in a way for me because I was like,
Yeah.
this is my baby. But it
Yeah.
was just even that holding on
Yes.
to the things.
hmm
And this is what I was talking about. It's not just about a business. It's
hmm
about relationships that are not serving you anymore.
That's
It's
right.
about a job that's no longer serving you anymore. It's
hmm
about parent. Literally, the list can go on and on and on. Like, but
Absolutely.
if you feel in your heart that it's not, I am literally being drained. Kadija, going to my office somewhere
hmm
around July, August,
I know.
I felt at that point, I said, oh my God. Like at this point, I feel like my hands are bleeding. Like I feel
hmm
like I'm just holding on. I'm trying
hmm
to save this thing. And
hmm
all in all, it just needed it just needed to end. It was a shifting that needed to happen. Celeste said change can be difficult, but so necessary at the same time. Listen,
Yes.
if I didn't
Absolutely.
change, if I didn't change things that were going on with myself as an entrepreneur, I
hmm
would have been right back in corporate America.
Absolutely.
Period.
Absolutely.
I would have been there, Khadijah. I would have been back in corporate America
hmm
because I would have said, my business isn't working. Maybe I'm not a good entrepreneur. Maybe I'm running out of ideas. Maybe this and that and this and that. When all that needed to happen was a change and a pivot.
That's
Now I'm
it.
now I'm re-energized
That's
as an
right.
entrepreneur and I'm ready to move forward. but I just
Yes.
had to change and
And
pivot
leave the space.
and leave
And leave the space.
and leave the space,
Whatever that space is, whether
whatever
that's
it
the
is.
space in your mind, it's always a combination of things, right? Your
Yeah,
mental, your
yeah,
heart space, your physical
yeah.
space. Leave
Yep,
it.
you
I
gotta.
in my meditation in December, I
Mhm.
was like just show me. I really want 2022 to. I think we all. I don't want to say we all, but like you're
Yeah,
hyping up the top of the year, which for
uh-huh,
me, January is not the beginning of the year. Spring is really
yeah.
the beginning of the
The
year, but
Yep,
whatever.
yeah.
Our calendar beginning of the year, okay?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, yeah, I want this 2022, blah, 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 hype
Mhm.
man. And I heard Spirit say to me, you're the key
Mm. You're the key.
you're the key. All this other stuff, like
Yeah.
like you
Yes.
change, whatever, what,
Change.
but you're the key.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I send out I try to send out small little gifts to my clients every
Yes.
year, and I got a key made this year, and I put that on the back of it, like you're the
Sure.
key to whatever you want,
Yeah.
in this year. And like Sola
Yes.
says, yes, it can be difficult, but
Yes.
it's okay.
It's okay.
And lean into it. I was
Yes.
talking to somebody actually earlier today, and I was saying, that extreme anxiety you feel before you have to make a decision. And you're like, oh man, I just feel sick. I don't even want to. If we just don't keep it real, you're like, oh, I don't want to
Hello.
have this conversation. I don't want to
Yes.
walk into this room. I don't want to. But
Yeah.
as soon as you get it out,
Woo! Woo!
as soon as you get it out, you can
Woo!
move again. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And it's like, you guys, this is the power of energy
Yes.
and holding on to things that no longer serve you. It's like if you just
Yes.
lean in, like the sickest you feel right before you're not feeling well. I don't want to get too graphic. Is right
Yeah.
before, and then as
Yeah.
soon as it's over, you're like, oh my god, was
Ooh.
I really that sick? Yeah,
Yeah.
but that relief of, you
Yes.
know what I mean, just
Yes.
saying your truth and moving forward
Yeah.
to be where you need to be at this point in your life.
Ooh.
Just do it. It's okay. Don't let
Yes.
anybody, including yourself. I think a lot of times we try to make things external,
Mhm.
what people are saying, what people are thinking. Yeah, but your biggest obstacle is you,
It's right. It's yeah.
and the expectations you have of yourself. Like, I know I'm my biggest critic for sure.
Hello.
And half the
Hello.
time, and some of it's God has explicitly told me that the girl, that's ego.
You
Ain't
gotta
nobody thinking about you. It ain't that deep.
go. It's too big. It's too wide.
Sit down.
Sit
Sit down.
down. Do
Sit
you
down.
know God dealt with me this morning about ego? I said, God, I didn't
Yeah.
even do nothing. He was like, get your ego out of here. I was like, I didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
I didn't do nothing yet. So,
Yes.
but
Yes, this is the
absolutely.
year of change, Kenya. Exactly.
Yep.
It's
Kenya said
okay.
this
I
is the
love
year
that.
of change. It's
Yes.
okay. I am on the same wave. Listen,
Yes.
and I think it's okay. Like I'm tired of I don't it's okay. What did we say? It's okay.
It's
It's okay
okay.
that you had to um put that relationship to the side that no longer serves. It's okay that that
That's
business
right.
idea is not working out. It's okay.
It's okay.
Just make sure that you are okay.
Hmm.
Because all this stuff ain't gonna matter. Like it's really not gonna matter if
Hmm.
you are not good mentally.
That's right.
It's not going to matter. So
Yeah.
just know that if you're on the chat and you're listening, like if you have to make a decision, like Kadija, I get it. Right before you got to make that decision,
Oh,
it's like, oh, when I tell you I felt paralyzed,
yes.
I literally felt paralyzed.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but I also knew that I couldn't stop in the paralysis, that I had
Hmm.
to move past that because
Hmm.
every all the writing was on every single page.
Hmm.
This is not working anymore. And
That's
so
right.
even though I felt paralyzed, I still had to get myself up and I still
Yes.
had to move. And
Yes.
when I decided to move, because the funny thing is that when I posted it, people were like, "Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry." But I was like, "You guys, I made this decision like a month and a half ago." So
Right.
I wasn't feeling those feelings that they were.
Hmm.
But when I decided to move, Khadijah, I was like, "Oh, Candace, what's up, girl?
Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey, girl, hey, where you
Where
been?
you been, boo?
You feeling re-energized? What's up?" Like, I literally seen myself again, and
Yes.
I was like, "There you are.
Yes.
Come on
There
out
you
here.
are.
Come out here and get some of this goodness that's going on." And
That's right.
so, Khadijah, thank you so much for, like I said, just being there at such a critical time and a pivotal time in my
Hmm.
entrepreneurship, to
Hmm.
really speak some life into me,
Absolutely.
regarding just next steps and making them unapologetically. So
I
if
love
you
that.
could leave the audience with anything, what would it be?
Oh my goodness. That's a heavy one.
I know it, ain't it?
I think I would leave them with show up for you.
Hmm.
Like, show up for you. Show up
Show.
for you like you've never. I told myself, I'm going to show up for myself like I show up for other people. Like, show up for you.
Yes.
And um, the designer in me feels like saying, show up for you in ways that you haven't normally shown up for you.
Yes.
Create space
Mm.
that is serving to who you are longing to be.
Mm.
And yeah, make space. You don't need a designer to do it. Like, intuitively figure out, just sit and get quiet and get still and say, you know
Yes.
what? I may not have the money to hire somebody to do this, but I know I could make some changes that would help me get on this journey to the next best version of me.
Yeah.
So, if your walls are mustard yellow and you feel it in your spirit that they need to be blue, listen, go get you a paintbrush. Okay?
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
Seriously, just show up for you.
Yeah.
That's my best advice for today. I'm definitely showing up for me this year.
I love
Um,
it.
this 40 something is bringing
Listen.
on.
Listen.
Well, it's never been a game,
It's
you
never
know,
been a game. Absolutely.
but
Yeah. And Tamara
show up for
agrees.
you, y'all.
Yep.
Yes, thank you,
Tamara agrees.
Tamara.
She said, "I
Show
love
up
that.
for
Show up
you.
for you."
Yeah,
And I agree, and I started showing up for myself, and I'm going to continue doing just that. So
I love
thank
that.
you for that reminder, Khadijah, and thank you so much for joining me on here today. Like, I know that we
Thank
could
you
have
for
gone
having
another
me.
hour.
We could.
Are you kidding me? Because I just know how we do.
How we go.
I
I
want to
know.
thank you, for what you bring to this world. You are a force to be reckoned with.
Thank you.
And I am just so happy to know you not only on a professional level, but on a personal level, a sister level, a
Yes.
friend level.
Yes.
I really do a spiritual level. I appreciate that.
Yes.
And I appreciate just the beauty that you have brought to my spaces, you guys.
Thank you.
Listen, if you are in need of anything design, uh, get with Khadija, see if you guys are a good fit for one another,
Yeah.
and just see how she can truly transform that space. I'm not kidding. I don't let my kids come in, mess with my room and my I don't. It is truly a sacred space for me. And
Yeah.
so if you need someone to help you with your decor and your interior design, this is your chick. She has all kind of options available. So don't think you got to just stick to one thing, but um this is the one. All right.
Thank you,
I can't
Candace.
wait to see you on HGTV. I already told you. I already told you. And again, happy Founders Day, my love.
I ain't gonna oop it all up on the
I
camera,
mean,
but
I mean you can.
shout out to my stars. I mean, this January 13, 1913. I'm just saying.
Just not. And like I said, I wore a little red hat and a little red lip to stand in solidarity
I'm just saying.
to say happy Founders Day to my ladies of DST. We love you
Yes,
guys.
yes.
And yeah, that's all that I have. So, Khadijah, if you could think
Mm,
about one song that's your theme song for
mm-hmm.
2020, what's that? 22. Ah, I almost said 20. Ah,
2022.
2022. What you got?
Um, what's that? Oh, I don't even know if it's a song, but it's in my head because they kept playing it. I went to Gold Digger this year at Sister Biz.
Yeah.
What's the Beyonce song? We be getting to the money. Everybody, you know what I'm talking about? It's like a little
I don't
insert.
listen to Beyonce, but you said getting to the money?
Don't say that. Don't say that. I don't listen to Beyonce.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Is
I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it.
okay, so
Yeah,
how about we just do how about we do a little Beyonce
let's do
and
it.
we'll do this one. How about
Okay,
this?
okay. A little B, a little B.
A little B. Let's see what we uh-oh, not that one. No, not that one. They're not letting me be great.
That's okay.
And I don't even know let's see. I don't even know why my she said, bring the beat
Bring the
in.
beat in.
Listen, we are choosing us this year
Yes,
unapologetically under any circumstances. That's what we gonna do, right?
yes. Y'all, I just hope everybody. Thank you, one, for having me today. I
Absolutely.
really, really appreciate it. You know how much I love you and I adore you. I
Yeah.
love what you're doing. I love the boldness in which you're doing it with. You're an inspiration to so many. I'm really excited to see where this is going to go. I know it's going to
Thank
be
you.
amazing. You're glowing. It's
You.
so right. I sense, I see the alignment, and so I just want to speak so many more blessings
Thank
and
you.
miracles
Yeah.
and just out of the world experiences
Yeah.
on you this year and for other years to come, but this year in particular,
Mm,
to just see the fruition of all the amazing, dope things that God has just put inside of Candace and
mm.
to color outside the lines and to
Hey.
don't follow anybody's rules and
Yes.
to do it the way you see it because that's the way Spirit has given it to you.
Mm.
And I really appreciate our friendship and our
Yeah.
connection and our sisterhood. I don't take for granted the people that Spirit brings into my life. Um,
Yes.
I've been blessed since I
Yeah.
was young to have a very solid group
Yeah.
of women. But God continues to add
Mm.
to my tribe. I call everybody
Yeah.
that I hang tough with my tribe. Y'all are my
Try.
tribe. It's important to find your tribe in life. So I'm
Yes.
excited that you are a part of my tribe, that Spirit has made you a part of my tribe. So
Oh,
thank you for having me. It's the
thank you,
top of the year. I can't wait to circle back around next year and
girl.
see how the
Listen.
conversation has transitioned and
Yes.
grown and flourished. So
Yes.
thank you
Khadijah,
for
thank
everybody who tuned in and
yes.
listen to me and my little bit of goodness that I feel like Spirit has given me. I really appreciate your time, your energy. Yeah,
Yes. Thank you so much, Khadijah. Thank you, thank you, thank you. My cheeks hurt from smiling so much.
I
So
know, right?
I know it. So you guys, we are getting out of here. Remember, take care of you. Put on your mask first before you help anybody else, okay?
We
First
wear
before
your
you help
mask.
anybody else. We'll see you guys around.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.